So I've already folded my paper, and I need to straighten my top edge here. And you know, always you just basically pin. You line up your pinholes like this. Try to get them perfectly even and cut, and you end up with a nice even top. Now we're going to make our pattern. Now the top of our pattern is 6 inches wide. So 6 inches wide, we go to the middle. 6, since this is half, that'll be 3. So we'll pin 3. And that's the top of our bag. The next measurement we want is the bottom measurement. And well, first thing we got to do is figure out how long the piece is before we do our bottom measurement. And the height is 6 3/4 inches. So I'm just going to go over here and measure down 6 3/4 inches, and I'm going to pin. I'm going to have to open it and draw a line indicating where the bottom is. Okay, that's the bottom of my bag right now. Okay, the next measurement I need is the bottom width, and because our bag has an angle to it, the bottom width is a little bit longer than the top. And in this case, our bottom width is 7 3/4 inches. So that's 3 1/2 is 7 inches. 3 1/4 is 7 1/2 inches. So it should be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8 and a bit. So go ahead and pin right there, and that's your bottom pin. Now I'm going to draw a line from my top pin to my bottom pin hole and see what our shape looks like. Okay, there. That's the shape of our bag. Let me go ahead and hopefully find the holes on the other side and do the same thing. I found them, and here we go. So that's the top of our bag. So the next thing we need is the bottom of our bag. And we've decided that the depth of this bag is going to be 3 1/2 inches. So what we do is we're going to line up our ruler with the bottom line and measure down 3 1/2. Okay, and we're going to make our line. Okay. The next thing I want you to do is draw a line to the 2 bottom points. Okay. Now this is the bottom of your bag right here. Here's your bottom. Okay. Now we have to get this shape over here. Now the truth of the matter, if we just squared this in 4, we'd have had a square pin hole right here, and we would have scored and then been able to duplicate this on this side. But I'm just going to go ahead and measure it out again, and it's going to be pretty much the same measurement. That's about 3 and 7/16. Okay, so we're gonna do that a little off 7/16. So there's our first one, 3, and make sure that it's right. Okay. Make sure that it's right again. Could be over just a touch. Okay, all right. And then we're going to go down. We're going to go down. What was our measurement there? We were going. The height is 6 3/4 inch. So we're going to go down 6 3/4 inches. 6 3/4 inches. And the top should be 6 inches. So we're going to go down. And we need to be at 6 inches. So that would be right here. And that's the top of our bag. So we're going to undo it. Draw a line. Oops, my line's a little off there. Let me redo it. Draw a line. Take all our pinpoints, line them up. And as you can see, our pattern is, the shape of our pattern is finished with. This is the shape of our pattern. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and cut this pattern now. I'm going to go here to here. To there. To there. And then we're just going to go ahead and cut this top off. Our pattern, our outside bottom, and I'm going to hit score this real quick so you can see how this is going to fold up. If I can get the right score line. Looks like it's right here. And right here. Okay. So this is how your pattern is going to be. And this is the pattern for your bag. Okay? Alright. Okay, after looking at my little beauty, I've decided that it's a little bit too tall. So I'm going to trim some off the top. And so I'm going to modify the pattern real quick. So first thing I'm going to do is find the middle of the bottom. And since I know that the bottom is 3.5, 1 3/4 should do it. So I'm going to 1 3/4 on that side, fold it 1 3/4, and then I'm going to hope like sin that this is the exact middle so that I can trim those evenly. And now I'm going to score. And let's see how badly I've done it. Ho ho. How about that? Not bad. A little off, but we'll work all that out. So now I want to trim this down. Maybe an inch. What I'm going to do is go down an inch. I'm going to pin. Then I'm going to score. And bend this back. See if this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's a better height, but it looks a little wide. So I'm going to trim that down too. So I'm going to go over here. And I'm just going to make a pinhole. And I'm going to take that pinhole and I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to make another pinhole in the same pinhole. And then I'm going to do this. And I should have it down here already, which I do. There it is. And let's see. And here's the other pinhole right here on the other side. Okay. So now I'm going to go like this. That should do it. But I don't want the top to be any smaller, so I'm going to be right on the tip of the top and bring it in just a little. I'm going to go down to this one. Got it. Right. And finish it out like this. Okay. Let me cut the top. And we should have our pattern. Let's see what we got. Oops, didn't do it on the other side. Yes, I did. Oh, there we go. Ah, that's better. Yeah? Okay. All right. And now let's go to our next step. Okay, the next thing we need to do with our pattern here is to put in our diamonds. Okay, and I already made a template for my diamonds because I wanted to make sure I had the right size before we started. So this has been altered a little bit because I changed the master here. So I'm going to try to work all of this in and get it to work the way I want to. So since I've cut it off a little bit, I'm just going to bring it down a little bit, and that should compensate for what I cut off. And I'm just going to take my pin here and just trace inside to create these diamonds. And what you basically do is you make one diamond and then just basically trace it to make all the other diamonds so that they're the same. So that's where we are now. So that looks about right. I could have had them up a little bit. I think I will move them up a little bit. Like I say, designing on the fly, you gotta be ready to change your mind. That's what design is. Changing your mind for the better. Okay, so now we've got that. Yep, and I like the higher approach. So then what I'm going to do is go ahead and erase this, and then I'm going to go ahead and come back and cut these diamonds out and line them up on the other side and cut them out, and you'll see where, and then that's where we'll go, and then we'll start to make our gusset real quick, because once we cut out these diamonds, this pattern is finished with, and make our gusset, pretty much this pattern is finished with. So anyway, be right back. Erased all that stuff. So now I need to just go ahead and cut out these diamonds. Now the first thing I'm going to do is fold my pattern this way, and I'm going to cut out the middle diamond first. Watch your fingers. Okay, that's my first diamond. And then I'm going to cut out my second diamond. Okay. That's my first little bit. Now I'm going to pull that in the middle, trace, oops, the mechanical pens, okay, trace, trace, oop, should be on the outside, so I'm going to cut out like this. Okay. Okay, and we'll do the other one. Okay, there we go. I should do it. Yep, pretty much okay. See, so that's what we got. So that's this part of the pattern, and the next piece of the pattern is simply the gusset, and we can start building our bag. Okay.